Hello, welcome to the Classically Urban Podcast. My name is George Georgopoulos. Joining me today is
I'm the legacy.
It's Baby Ice Cube.
My name's Phil.
One day we'll use our real names, ladies and gentlemen. We have an announcement to make
Why are you yelling?
because I'm excited.
I know
God
you're
damn it!
excited, but like you don't have to yell in these people's ear like that, bro.
That's why I moved the mic away.
Our lovely podcaster, Philly G, the G string,
Philly cheesesteak.
OG, triple OG, Philly G, has become a man.
He had sex for the first time. I'm just kidding.
No, that's definitely not
I'm
it.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He made the transition.
No, that's not. No, keep guessing.
He's getting married, y'all.
We got a married man in the bunch now. We're not all
Not
single
yet,
anymore.
but
So, it's fine.
I'ma cry.
Right? Like this is a big moment for us.
I was low key like hella happy when you sent me that snap. I was just like at the bar. Also, mind you, very drunk. So
I could kind of tell by the Snapchat you sent back.
Hold on.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah, he didn't send dick to me. He sent me something.
Yeah, he came to my house.
Yeah.
Cody finds that so funny.
I thought I did send something to you.
No.
Because I just kind of went down the list and clicked off a bunch of names, and I only went like a portion of the way down the list.
Apparently
so
didn't get to the G's.
I actually announced it, mind you. While I was at the fucking bar. I was like drunk, and I was like, "My friend's getting married."
Did people cheer?
My coworkers were like, "What?"
No. All right, that's
What the
fair.
fuck?
I will say though, when he came, because you guys came over right after the dinner and after it all happened or whatever, I don't think Katie's ever walked to my house that happy before. I'm not gonna lie.
I
She
don't think
like
she's ever walked in this house happy ever.
There you go.
no, she did that night because let me tell you, she was smiling and it looked like you know how they say there's a pregnancy glow. She had the like Mary glow,
Engagement.
engagement glow, whatever it is, but
Engagement.
like
Engagement.
whatever. Shut up. Either way,
Englowment.
that was the happiest I've ever seen that woman in my life.
Sounds like it's like a sexual lotion.
Spice up your sex.
Do you feel
life
any
with
different, Phil?
Engagement.
No.
No, you still feel like the same old Phil,
Yep.
same old Phil and Katie.
Yep.
That's fair. Now you guys just have
Dude.
to look to the future more.
Did you see my Snapchat story though with the bathroom?
Yeah,
Bruh.
that motherfucker was nice as
Dude,
hell.
they had TVs behind the mirror.
I know. I was like,
Bro.
what?
I was telling you, man, you should have robbed them.
Tell me
They can
why
afford
when
it.
he walked to my house, we got through the whole like congratulations thing, and we were just kind of, and I just kind of like looked at him, and he's like, "Bro, the bathrooms." Though I was like, "Phil, what are you talking about, man? You just got engaged, and you're gonna talk to me about the bathroom,
I ain't never
fucking-
been into
He's
a
on his way to
cruise
dad.
before.
He's gonna talk about
Bro, me
fences
neither.
next.
On the front door, there's a sign before you walk in. It says, "Business casual dress code." So like,
Oh, so I can't walk in there with a hoodie?
no,
Hell
I bet
no.
you if
They-
I'm rich as fuck and I throw some hunters in their face, tell them to fuck off, they'll let me in.
Facts,
probably.
facts."
Be like,
dude-
look, take these bitches.
Yeah, George Washington looks pretty.
George Washington.
I
Whoa,
just
hold the
thought
So-
of this
some
first
ones-
thing.
And he couldn't even finish the sentence either. Just
Even I realized how stupid it was.
Yeah,
Benjamin
no.
Franklin looks pretty business casual in this. Here, take it.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
their like after dinner drink menu was just like, what the fuck?
What is that?
A nice
That,
Did he not send you that
Hennessy, the Hennessy Richard that was $240 for 1 ounce,
Tennessee Richard.
Hennessy Dick.
and they also had the that other stuff we were talking about, the King Louis the 13th or
King
whatever.
Louis,
Yep. That's ridiculous.
That was like 180.
for an ounce.
Yeah, for an ounce.
That thing might make me piss gold if it's gonna be that much for an ounce. Like, get out of here.
Should have robbed him. Should have
You
robbed
should
him.
not rob people.
Absolutely should.
You're what's wrong with America.
Yes. Absolutely.
Anyway, congratulations to OG, Philly G, and Katie. Y'all becoming a family.
So beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
So
Lovely.
beautiful.
Except for that hole in your sweater.
I can't help that. It just appeared.
Nasty.
I'll get it fixed.
Yeah.
I know seamstresses.
Why wouldn't you just get a sweater?
Because fixed for like nothing or new sweater
Facts.
for $20.
Yeah, but then you have a new sweater.
I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna get more from this clothing brand anyway, just because I like their stuff. It fits well. It's comfy. So
Comfy.
You want to give him a
Company's
shout out
key.
real quick?
Urban Pipeline.
There you go.
Shout out Urban Pipeline.
Facts.
Sponsor us, please.
You know, that'd be nice.
Nobody can see what we're wearing, but sponsor us.
That'd be super nice.
I mean, I would prefer like, like if Off-White. Hey, shout out Off-White. Shout out Virgil Abloh. Out here doing big things. You know what I'm saying?
Or we can be like,
I don't know who those are. Virgil Abloh.
or we could be like Kevin Hart and
He owns
be the
Off-White.
only
I assumed
non-athlete to have a
that.
shoe with Nike.
Virgil Abloh just did a collaboration with Nike.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, the Nike Off-White collab.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
tasty.
I haven't seen. I didn't take the time to look him up.
whisper this entire podcast.
Absolutely. You guys want to do some ASMR?
Am I whispering for real?
Oh, some ASMR. You want to do? Wait.
Stop.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. You guys are ridiculous.
Absolutely.
You know, I didn't know what ASMR was when I was watching Chris Chan, and he kept talking about it in his YouTube videos.
Who the fuck is Chris Chan?
He's a popular YouTuber. He's got he's got a fuck ton of subscribers.
I don't know. I'm out of touch with the YouTube world at this point. I just watched Jordan Peterson, Rooster Teeth, Joe Rogan.
You realize our stuff's on YouTube, right, George?
Well, obviously we're the best, so I listen to us. So
Alright, whatever.
I think we did gain a couple more subscribers.
and lost one.
We did.
We did lose one?
Yeah, we went from 18 to 17.
Dang. Last time I saw it was at 18.
Bastard!
Yeah. How dare you, person who doesn't listen to our thing?
Yeah, you know. It's fun. Anyway,
I was low-key mad we didn't get a lot of views on that RIP Lil Peep. I thought with that.
well, because I think what we need to do is not put something out the week of Thanksgiving, because that's just like,
why?
because no one's gonna listen to it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
no one's
just-
gonna. Well, on the road, on the way to their fucking
Yeah.
parents' house with their girlfriend, you listen to us scream.
Yeah.
That was a screamy podcast the last time.
I'll admit, it was
Bruh.
us. It was just us.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't think I've ever been mad
That
at
was
you in my life.
That was,
give a
that was pretty
fuck.
much it. The way I described to everybody, I was like, you should listen to a new podcast. George got real butthurt. But then I just left it at that. I didn't explain, you know. It gives him a little be like, oh, what did George get butthurt about? I should listen. Huh?
He's the one who started screaming.
Hey, I used you for marketing. You should feel privileged.
Facts.
My white privilege.
Olive privilege.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say it's not fully.
I'm
white.
off white.
You,
privilege.
I was about to say you're the off-white.
Off-white?
That's funny.
Sponsor
All right,
us.
so
Shout out Virgil.
I want to talk about something kind of serious, I guess, because it's.
We're all gonna die.
Boo.
Shut up. This is
Yeah.
important.
Boo.
So Cody, you probably have heard about this. I don't know if you guys have though. Centoya Brown,
Yeah. You know who's paying for her lawyer fees, right?
isn't it Kim K? Yeah, we'll
Her-
get to
her
that.
league of fucking
We'll get to that in a minute.
expensive,
We'll get to that in
high-end
a minute.
lawyers.
Legal assassins.
I mean,
However,
hey,
shout
shout out Kim K for doing something
Facts,
good
like,
for once.
right. So Centoya Brown.
Except, bringing two beautiful babies in the world.
Isn't
by
Centoya?
beloved
Yeah,
Kanye.
Centoya. I'll say it, whatever. Centoya Brown is basically someone who is facing life in prison. She went in when she was 16. Yeah, 16. She's supposed to get out when she's like 69, right? Basically, what happened was she was forced into prostitution by this pimp named Cutthroat,
Cutthroat.
and
It's a pretty.
then she in some way became became part of the human trafficking ring, and a pedophile.
that's what pimping is.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, she was getting bought by all these people, whatever what, and a pedophile bought her when she was 16, when she was like 16, 17, whatever, when she was a minor, and she ended up building the courage to fight back against him, and she thought that he was gonna grab a gun and kill her, so she shot him and killed him. Right? So it all goes to court. She gets served life in prison. She's 16 at the time. This is 13 years ago in 2004.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that.
Yeah. She's been in prison for 13 years for this.
Oh shit! I thought this just happened.
Nope.
Fuck.
That nobody knew about it though. Like I've looked it up I've been trying to find it on the internet all day. Like I've used my the college databases and all that stuff. Nothing. I can't find anything. Except for everything that's coming up now about it, because what George hates, celebrities.
Yeah.
Celebrities speaking up about an issue that they really don't have any.
I don't hate them.
You've said that you think they shouldn't do
No,
it.
I don't like it when they campaign for politicians. It's a different. Thanks for making generalizations about me, dickhead. Come on, keep going with your story.
Anyway, so all these celebrities like Rihanna, Kim Kardashian,
Yeah.
LeBron James have come out and posted on their social media about this woman who's facing life in prison, and I don't know where it's going to go. Hopefully it eventually gets her out, because this is the most unjust thing that's I've ever heard of in my life.
Well,
Listen back to the podcast about three episodes ago, The Legend of Big Panties, where I discussed the fucked up justice system. Are we surprised? No.
Facts.
I'm not at all.
well, sadly, it doesn't end with just getting her out of prison. I mean, this woman. I mean, when was she abducted? What age?
Yeah, what?
16.
16.
Like,
Well,
where
she
we-
was sentenced. She was sentenced to life in prison at the age of 16. So in her early,
So she was getting
teens.
fucked at an early age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to get her psychological help. You have to finish her education because let's say,
I was
let's
gonna
be
say,
generous, she was
what's-
nabbed at 12.
I was gonna say like, yeah. What about the rest
Yeah.
of her life that she lost?
I mean, this is gonna be a battle. Like it's gonna be horrible. So
I mean, that's
we should definitely follow this.
that's fair.
I
I mean,
want to follow this.
because I'm just more baffled by the fact that, like, in my opinion, she did the world a favor.
Absolutely.
Like she's a goddamn American hero.
Yeah.
Because, like, she got a piece of shit scumbag off. Like, I'm a firm believer, like, no one really deserves to die. But, like, in that situation, that man deserved to die. And she did what was right. She did what she
I've
needed
always
to
thought
do.
about, pretending to be like a little kid on like a chat room website or something and just like bait a fucking pedophile just so I could beat his ass.
Cody, I'm pretty sure
Ghetto
that's
version of
pretty sure
what's
that's illegal.
what's his-
How is that illegal? If he's a pedophile, he's
I'm
illegal.
pretty sure
Goddammit.
it's illegal. I'm pretty
I'm
sure
doing
it's
the world a
illegal.
favor.
I'm
You
pretty
like
sure
the
it's
ghetto
illegal.
version of Chris Haynes?
What?
Chris Hansen, that's his name.
What?
Sit down, have a seat. That guy.
No.
To Catch a Predator?
Oh, is that
tonight
his name?
on To Catch a Predator,
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that was his
Cody
name.
Baker assaults a man.
Hey, dude, I would do it too.
the new TV show.
I'd be like, meet me at my house. Come out there with my fucking shotgun. What's good? Shut ya!
But what's fucked up about this situation is that Brown, the prosecutor even thought that, like, the judge was, like, way too harsh with this. Like, he thought that, like, the prosecutor was like, I mean, at that point, the prosecutor can't really do anything about it.
Right.
But, like, I mean, you're 16 and you're not getting out till you're 69. Do you know how crazy that is?
For a crime that really isn't a crime. That's self-defense.
That's not
in
a
my
crime
mind.
at all. Like,
yeah, that's self-defense.
I can understand because we have rules and laws, manslaughter, but that's still not, like, life in prison.
No.
I wouldn't even given her manslaughter. I'd have given her a fucking gold medal.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
No,
Thank you.
This
And-
woman is...
She was tried as an adult, so that's why she has life in prison. So she's in, like, a real prison. Not like, well, now she's 29, but at the time she went to, like, a real prison because she was tried as an adult for what she did, defending herself.
Do y'all think? Here's an interesting. This is gonna sidetrack us for a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck. Burp. Okay.
Get that Wendy's out of you.
Okay, we good. Pedophiles, right?
Yeah.
So we're all in agreement that killing one, fucking good on you, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you could? Do you think pedophiles change?
No.
No.
Nope.
Think gay
Okay.
people change?
I mean, it's happened.
That's a different subject, but...
But no, I'm saying like, so that's the whole argument that like I've had this. I had the discussion with like I think my roommate Lath, but it's like pedophiles obviously like that's their attraction to for whatever their that's their sexual attraction, right? So like if someone says, oh, I only like black girls or
Yeah.
such whatever the what, right?
Yeah.
So that would be the pedophile's sexual attraction would be a younger person.
Mhm.
You don't think that maybe like they don't feel like that anymore eventually? Like if there's a way like okay,
No.
you don't think so?
I don't think so.
The only way that I could see it doing that is because, think about it, like, as we grow older, we think different. Like, we think kids under the age of 18 are, like,
Right.
they're not attractive in the slightest.
Like I used to like white girls, but I'm just
No. I'm saying, but, like, when you're in high school, you think, like, you see a 16-year-old sophomore, you think, oh, she's the baddest bitch in the school. She's 16. Like, you don't think about that in that moment, but you'll grow and evolve. But that's normal. I don't think that pedophiles have that normal ability to evolve like that. Their mind is just stuck on whatever age it is, or
And you-
whatever their age range is.
So you think like they're just okay?
But the other thing is, like, even if there is a possibility of them changing, which I'm sure some have, is it really worth risking putting them back out on the streets?
And that's
to,
that's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's like if there should be a death sentence for some, it's kind of fucked up. Like
No, it's not because...
no, I'm saying it's fucked up that, like I said in that other podcast, you only get like 6 to 7 years, and then you're putting children's lives at risk again. It's like that's some life scarring shit.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
That's a trauma you don't recover from, man.
No.
You can't take that
You're
risk.
different for the rest of your life. That's it. Period. Like
Well,
you're done.
it's-
You could be. You could go fucking postal. You could be goddamn the next Sandy Hook motherfucker because of something like that.
well, it kind of people have been drawing the comparison between this incident and the Brock Turner, the Stanford, or what school was he at?
Doesn't
You're
matter.
talking about that goofy
The-
white
the
kid that they
goofy
caught
kid.
raping a
Yeah,
girl?
then only got like 6 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
So
he's
he
too
got 6
fragile for
months.
He's the
and
one.
then-
He's the one who
but-
got put in a textbook, isn't he?
jail. That's
Yeah.
what they
Yeah.
said.
You're too fragile for
Yeah.
jail.
Yeah,
But
that's
he's-
what they said. They said he was like he just wasn't prepared for jail or something like that. I think that was like the defense for
Yeah.
that.
Because that's the thing about jail. It's supposed to be easy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was literally
You'll
their
breeze
defense.
right through.
That
kid,
was
don't worry.
literally. You didn't read about that? That was their defense for not sentencing him for a long time. Was like he wasn't like built for prison or something like that. Something stupid.
prison?
Yeah, I know.
'Cause
Yeah,
he'd get raped.
Yeah, yeah. They. Oh, fuck. God forbid.
Oh my God. Is rape bad?
But
Says Brock Turner.
but yeah, so he got 6 months, and then this chick's in there for like 40 plus years
Yeah.
for doing something that was actually like logical, like in self defense.
You know
And the
why?
other thing is
Well, you know why?
why? She's black.
She's an impoverished black girl. Brock
Yep.
is a well-to-do white guy.
And
He
the
didn't
fact-
know better. Gosh.
No, I think that's also what they said too.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. Why?
No, that
why-
is what they said. Yeah.
Yeah, I think his dad said, "Why should he have to face the punishment for getting 30 minutes of action?"
His no way. His dad.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It was like
wait a minute.
X amount of action. That was a
Stop.
quote.
Wait. Hold on. Back up.
Yeah.
Not to fact check you, but we can't like.
No. I feel you.
Like that's some like
Because who the
off
fuck would
wall-
say that?
Right, that's
Who
what
the
I'm
fuck
saying,
would
like,
say that?
Why is that some off the wall shit? That can't just be like it's like no news people would have really. Put
Granted, I
that
did
out
see
there,
that on
right?
social media when the whole thing went down. So yes, fact check actually.
Okay,
I'm doing it right now.
that's fair.
But Cody, I don't know if you're here for the. We made a reference to the Brock Turner thing a couple episodes ago
Yeah,
before you
it was
started.
a while ago.
He actually ended up, and I'm pretty sure it was Harvard, ended up in a Harvard textbook as like an example next to like rape.
Oh, I think I saw something like that. Yeah.
Oh, good. That dumb.
Turner's father had called on the judge to grant his son probation, saying that he had already paid a steep price for 20 minutes of action.
Okay, listen. Listen.
Yeah.
We need to lock that man up too, because that is some like rapey shit. That is like.
That's
oh,
probably how he was born.
right. Like
Oh God, damn.
no fact though.
He also
like,
said that his son's life had been deeply altered forever.
how can you say that?
He
but
will
later-
never be his happy-go-lucky self with that easygoing personality and welcoming smile.
Yeah, it's because he got caught.
His every waking
Right.
minute is consumed with worry, anxiety, fear, and depression. You could see this in his face, the way he walks, his weakened voice, his lack of appetite.
Maybe it's because he's a
Fuck
bitch.
me.
It's because he
Like,
feels like a piece of
probably
shit
this-
because he got caught.
Yeah, probably the stress of being on trial.
That's where it's wrong, because he got caught.
Yeah.
He didn't feel like a piece of shit for raping a girl.
Yeah.
He feel like a piece of shit because
He got caught.
they know I raped somebody.
exactly.
Oh, look, quick. How would you describe that man?
I've seen this man before.
No, how'd you describe him?
A fag.
Aryan.
We don't use fag.
Well, you know, sorry, but like,
Shout out to gays. We love you.
you know,
Shout out to gays.
we do.
Shout out to gays.
But it's just like, I just hate that dude with passion. It's
As
just
you
like,
should.
It
As you
just,
should.
It just came from like within me. You know?
Yeah, you know, like. So you don't think a pedophile can change?
No, absolutely not. Well, no,
They might, but it's not worth the risk.
no.
Yeah, it's,
That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
It's like, is Jared Fogle gonna change?
But at the
I know he put on a lot of weight
but
since
in
being
the
in prison.
yeah, eating
Get
all
him,
that
some,
load.
get him some Subway,
mean,
please.
no loads of accurate. No, loads
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah.
I- I-
fresh.
he's getting a different $5 foot long.
Oh,
Hey,
No, he doesn't even have to pay.
Yeah,
It's free.
he gets protection.
But see, on the same token though, right? And the last podcast I was talking about, we shouldn't shame drug addicts
Yep.
Yeah.
for the. I don't know. It's just hard to, like
Drug addicts don't have victims.
Oh, so that's the difference. Is that
No,
Not
no,
always.
that's not true.
No, they have people who can totally easily cut them out of their lives.
Yeah.
That's the whole point about being a child predator. You prey on children.
no, yeah,
no
yeah.
kid asks for that.
yeah? The first part about that not having victims, that's wrong. However, I do agree that the victim
It's a different kind
the
of
vic-
victim.
yeah,
It's a different
that's
kind of
it.
Different kind of victim. Yeah.
Is because they affect someone's ability to prosper and live and chase that pursuit of happiness, which we all have the right to do.
Right.
That's what makes them different. That's why we can shame them and ostracize them.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, Now, mind you, this is not how I think. Like, if it was up to me, I'd be burning them motherfuckers. Like goddamn
You're playing devil's
Auschwitz
advocate.
style.
You're playing devil's advocate.
Is that too far?
No,
No,
go ahead.
not for pedophiles.
Nope,
But not
I
for
agree.
pedophile-
No,
okay.
you're good.
All right, so yeah, burning them bitches. But I'm trying to play devil's advocate and saying like, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it is hard. It's weird to think about because when you do have a sexual preference, you have your sexual preference.
Yeah.
It changes. Sometimes some people go straight to gay, or some people, go gay to straight, or. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, I don't
It's
like
fluid.
black girls. Oh, sorry.
It's a fluid.
Yeah, it's a thing that I feel like can change.
So they're gender fluid.
Oh, God,
No.
fuck off.
Shut up.
Shout out to the LGBTQ community, but you're wrong. Anyway,
But I see what you're saying. That it's like you feel like
It's
not
who they
not
are.
that you feel like, but the idea that if we can change, why can't they, and why can't their sexual preferences evolve like ours? But I just think there's something within them.
and then there's also that like do we want to risk it, because that definitely fuck you up for life if you got diddled.
And not to mention every other person who that the victim interacts with is also affected by it. Not just the victim. Granted, it's not as bad as the victim gets, or it might be as bad.
well,
'cause
that's not. A lot of victims
Yeah.
become predators themselves.
Really?
Well,
I've never
not
heard
a
that.
lot.
Not a
not
lot, but
not
like
a lot.
some of them do.
Probably think 95% turn out like they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's still that percentage that
Yeah.
does.
And then they turn out they don't. And they fucking. Oh, God, I don't even want to think about that. Horrible.
It's a horrible subject, man.
It's a tough aspect of our society that we just don't ever deal with because
I just don't understand.
That's another thing. Some people shield these people, like
do.
Within families, which I don't know how you could do it. I don't.
It's just love, man. Like when you love somebody, it's just like
Yeah, road to hell's
you
paved
just
with good intentions.
yeah you just don't want to think ill of said person. You just want, if they do something wrong, it's because of this, or he's a really good person.
He's well respected in the community. He's a cornerstone.
Yeah, that's another thing. Why do we automatically assume that all child rapists are guys? You see what we just did there?
it's that mental thing that like,
That's what we see the most of in the
yeah,
news.
but it's
Also-
that mental thing that males can't be
Yeah.
raped because
Also, Joe
They enjoy
Rogan
it.
put it a bit well, and I'm not saying this is how we should treat all child predators if they happen to be female. A 40-year-old woman can't really molest a 14-year-old boy. She can just let him fuck her.
that's not true.
Which I'm saying, it's a way to put it, and to an extent, it's true. Cause
No, it's not.
kinda,
No,
they're
it's
still
not.
child predators, but it's not as horrible and traumatic for a young girl to be molested by a 14-year-old, 40-year-old man. I'm not saying I agree with it. It's a perspective.
Well, it's kind of like how all these, in the last year or two, all these teachers have been caught having sex with their male
Hey,
students.
man,
like,
if I had a teacher that was fine,
that's the problem
Hey.
right there.
Yeah.
man.
Hey,
See?
no, I'm not getting raped. I'm fucking.
But
Damn
like,
Exactly.
how old would you be if you wanted this to happen?
I wouldn't care if the
Get
teacher
the
was hot.
Get
It's
out
also-
of here,
Bro,
Exactly.
if my dick work and she's hot,
Get out
it's
of here.
going
Stop.
down. I got straight
No.
A's. Bitch, what's up?
No.
Here's the, hey,
No.
Here's the thing. That's one of the problems. The other thing is, what's it called? It doesn't really. The woman's still a child predator. She's still going after boys who she shouldn't. go after.
No. There's gonna be kids who don't think like me, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't like where this is going, and they get their dick tugged on, and they're like, I don't want it to be
It's
hard.
still a traumatic experience. It doesn't matter which way
Yeah.
it goes. It's going to be traumatic either way. It's just going to affect you
why are we
later in
also-
life in a
Why are
different
we
way.
also assuming that the lady's not fucking the kid?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
True.
Like,
it could be like how it
Yeah,
often
like
is.
what if the teacher's out here sodomizing little boys?
Yeah, how,
Oh
that's how it off-
God! Oh God!
that's how
Well,
sex
Cody,
crimes works. They're fucking.
it's
See,
like
this is why you need headphones. I was trying to say something for like 10 minutes. You're trying to talk over me, dumbass. Get some headphones.
because you're stuttering the whole time and no one cares.
No, I said that pretty clear and concise, motherfucker. You'd hear me if you had headphones on.
Headphones.
Why are you
Headphones.
getting so angry all
Because
the
I'm
time?
trying to say something.
You've done nothing but blow up at me this entire week.
I'm just imagining
No, I
like some
haven't.
of the hot teachers I've had,
Bruh.
like them like seducing me and then like bending me over and fucking
Oh,
sodomizing me. Like, this is not how I thought this would go. Not like this. God.
I was gonna say earlier that it's like Kevin Hart's. Do you remember Kevin Hart's What Now? It's not What Now. One of his good ones. Laugh at My Pain.
You want an A?
The can't have a serious conversation.
I'll give you an A. Anal.
Ma'am, I thought I was
Okay.
supposed to put it in you.
Anyway,
All right.
That's when Timmy learned something about himself.
the special where he talks about pineapple and the whole like safe
Yes.
word, where he says like he doesn't want a chick to like fuck the shit out of him, back him down across the room and things like that.
Right.
Like that could be a traumatic for a little boy now. If this 40-year-old woman who's like 4 times your size is just backing it up into you, that. Hey,
But the thing is, like,
Get up, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the sweatshirt came off. What's good? Is it warm?
but okay, so we keep saying 40-year-old women, but the thing is, most of these teachers are like
they're like
20s.
A lot of the time, it's like, it's a young
Yeah.
teacher, and I'm like, God damn,
but
y'all
either
can't
way,
get no
but
dick in
like-
your life, shit.
either way, it's not okay. Anyway, the family. I was gonna say earlier that we were talking about this whole pedophilic thing and people like covering it up and shielding these people. Have you guys ever heard of the Duggar family?
Yeah, oh God.
19 kids accounting.
Oh no.
You probably haven't, Cody.
Oh,
I'm
no.
assuming you wouldn't pay attention to people like
The what?
Duggar family.
Duggar.
Yeah.
You said 50.
19 kids accounting.
Oh yeah, the dude was cheating on the wife or whatever. and-
No.
Oh no, that's not the.
I'm gonna read you this headline right here.
Right.
Josh Duggar molested several young girls, including his sisters. Their eldest son was molesting his little sisters. You know what they did? Sent him to Jesus. Sent him to a church camp or a church, wherever the fuck they send these people.
Where he was further molested by a Catholic priest.
And everything was fine after that. They didn't press charges. They didn't get these. Well, I don't know if they got these girls help because I kind of like,
Brandon, Jesus will help.
I kind of was
Jesus.
like, fuck this family from the moment I heard this. But like,
I was upset when you said molest, and then I got more upset when you said Jesus. I was like, ugh,
Yep.
Fuck.
they did.
Really?
They did nothing. Nothing.
I don't like
Because he's a good guy and he has a family and all this other stuff.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
These dudes just
If
don't
anything,
change,
if he
man.
has a family, that's even more of a reason to send him to jail because he might be molesting his children.
You
This
wanna-
goes back to what I've been saying. What we had a coworker, George and I did. There should be like a standard test that you have to take before you're allowed to fucking reproduce. Like, and I'm not talking about like some normal like no.
Sorry, I was reading. Sorry.
You
go
are
ahead.
kind of talking about eugenics right now, right?
I don't give a fuck. Look, no, I'm not talking about like some like yes no bullshit. Like I mean like a personality test. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to discriminate like against a certain type of people. It's just oh yeah, I guess it is. Anyway, yeah, no, just fuck the weirdos. Okay, don't let them reproduce. Fuck the fucking idiots. Definitely don't let them reproduce. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah.
Because when you
there
got
are days-
when you got weirdos making weirdo babies, people get touched. Do you want to get touched, George? By the weirdo and his baby? He come in the room, big old fucking old Billy Bob looking motherfucker with his baby
God.
sitting on his shoulder, and the baby has a big deep voice, and he's like, "How you doing, fat boy?" They come in there and like
The baby saying
the
this?
baby's fisting you in the ass, and shit.
Why are you
little
doing
baby
this?
arm.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh, we established
I
his
shouldn't be
baby.
allowed to reproduce.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Anyway, so
I think this half the table.
so then this article later says more than a year passed between when Josh confessed his crime to his parents when his parents reported the crime to the police officer friend. During that time, several more instances of molestation took place. So they knew, didn't do anything about it, let him keep doing him to their daughters, and then was like, I guess we can tell someone now that the year's gone by. He's probably fine,
So wait,
right?
who's doing the touching?
Their son,
eldest son.
Josh.
How old is he?
God, he's old. Well, I can show you his picture because he's a grown-ass man.
Yeah, he looks like a rapist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Actually,
Yep.
hold up.
Kind of looks like Jared Fogle.
Quick thing.
Facts.
a little bit. Yeah.
Since we're discussing A, pedophilia, and B,
Conceal
recently
it.
with all the sexual harassment allegations in show business, Lena Dunham kind of outed herself. This is a while like
Yeah.
last
Okay.
year.
I kept seeing her name come out.
Yeah.
What is she saying?
Lena Dunham.
Who is she again?
I don't know.
Oh,
She's
she's
some,
from Girls.
Yeah, she's some political
TV shows.
commentator also.
I know you like that show, don't you?
no, I don't.
No, you
but I
don't?
think it's funny that you like it.
No, I
Anyway,
don't. I
I think-
listened to the Breakfast Club, and then she's been on there before. He was asking me a question. Calm the hell down. Jesus Christ.
You want me to rub your titty, Bubba?
Yes.
Shit.
Come on, get it. Anyway,
Stop being such a woman about it. God damn.
anyway,
Hey.
Well, you
yeah.
know, it's
Don't
fine.
assume my
Do
gender.
I hear a microaggression?
Yeah, don't assume my gender, dude. Jesus
PC
Christ.
principal over here chilling.
You will call me Zur and nothing else.
Can you get to your story?
Anyway.
For God's sake?
Yeah, she kind of outed herself as fucking her sister with a dildo when she was a kid.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
What in the
Wait a minute.
fuck?
That
Okay,
took a real
George,
quick
when
turn.
I said
Christ.
finish the story, you still do the build up. Don't just
No,
like,
that's it.
just
That-
don't jump to
you
the
don't need
conclusion
build-up.
of the story.
Man.
I think last year she kind of joked about how she fucked her sister with a dildo when they were kids.
How do you joke about that?
I don't know, man.
She just did.
Like, ha,
Was it
I
consensual?
remember when I used to fuck my sister.
I don't know, but does it matter?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Because
you're
it's
right.
not sexual assault or rape if it's consensual.
True.
And if they're
Yeah,
both
but they're kids.
If they're no,
If they're both kids,
No,
then
kids do dumb shit. Kids do dumb shit.
Yeah.
Okay, but you were talking about all the sexual assault allegations and all that shit.
Yeah.
yes, sir.
I saw a tweet. This feminist somebody who's like,
No, is she like the real feminist or like the dumb new feminist? Like
Dumb
the,
new.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Can we say his name?
I don't know her name.
No, his name.
Whose?
The one that's he/her. He changed his name to a woman.
Chris.
He left his girlfriend for a man. He's in Katie's personal life.
No.
We should, no. Okay.
He's not
Alright.
actually trans. He's not actually trans. This
Okay, but this lady tweeted, "I don't feel bad for all the innocent men who lose their jobs and their families because of false sexual assault accusations.
What?
They're just casualties in this war to destroy the patriarchy."
Can we all?
Jesus help
It's so
Yeah, dumb new feminist.
it's to the point, like, a lot of these things that are being said, nothing's been done about it. It's just people getting fired and losing their jobs. There's been like actual like stuff done in court.
Okay,
So it's to the point where people are just blaming people. People are like, "Oh shit," and then
And see, that's where the problem. See, that's where this shit always goes wrong. Like, it's fucking great that all these dudes are getting out.
Exactly.
Out and shit, but then you have everyone who's just like,
women too. Don't act like women out here sexually assaulting people.
okay, yeah.
but most of the stuff you hear on the news is the men.
Because I know.
Right,
It's
but
just
and
saying.
then it turns
Cute.
into this shit where like somebody's like, "Did you just ask me out to dinner? How dare you? You fucking pig! You rape!" And then they do pull some shit like that.
Yeah,
and
it's-
people get carried away.
It's starting to get to a point where it's going to become a witch hunt. It's just going to be people throwing names out there,
and then it turns into a joke, and then we're back to square one.
yeah,
It's a cycle. I mean,
So
It's gonna be like the Salem witch trials, and then the fucking red.
and the witches were real.
Absolutely. You did know that Satan came into those pilgrims, man. Yeah, Cody, one of those women.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me.
There you go.
Goddamn it.
High five.
Yeah. Out
anyway,
here bewitching bitches.
Quick thing, just as a little side note. You know they probably thought that was caused by moldy bread.
What?
That's what caused the Salem witch trials.
yeah.
That's what
People were
started it.
seeing shit because they were eating moldy bread.
Yeah, and then people got carried away. You know, a couple people died who didn't need to. You know, normal things.
this actually leads to my point because when it comes to like these social issues, even when it comes to racism and xenophobia and all that stuff, there's a point where you're like, you go too hard and it becomes a joke.
Yeah,
Yeah, people need to learn how to. But no, it's not even that. It's not even about going too hard. It's about just doing the right fucking thing. Like, just, you know what
don't
I'm
be
saying?
a dick.
Yeah. So like the Black Lives Matter movement, it's laughed at now just because you had a
Yep.
bunch of people who were chanting the shit but doing a bunch of goofy shit.
Yep.
And it's just like if you're gonna stand for a cause, at least fucking do it right. Like,
And know what the cause actually
right,
stands
just
for.
Do something real about it.
Because we had like because then it's like you had like white kids in suburbia saying hashtag Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
and then it just loses its entire power because
I don't think
they
it's
have
'cause of that.
they have nothing to do
maybe.
with it.
Maybe.
Do
I
what?
think I retract that statement. I think that might be.
I mean, it's not just like specifically those people, but it's like the white community kind of like over like took that from
Yeah.
from them.
Also, you get those stupid hashtags like, as jokes, like fucking. I can't remember specifically, but I know. I think I once used the hashtag No Lives Matter.
Yeah,
You're the
yeah.
problem.
there's all lives matter, blue lives matter. There's all the
God.
hashtags.
That Blue Lives Matter shit used to piss me off so fucking much because it was
should.
it was a direct smack in the face of the whole Black Lives Matter thing. And it
Yeah.
was just like, well, The cops matter too. Yeah. The fucking cop that shot this kid matters. Fuck him and fuck you.
Yeah, these social issues, they cause a lot.
You know why blue lives don't matter?
It's an occupation.
Because it's a fucking job. You signed up for that shit. When you put a pistol on your hip, guess what? You're going to attract attention to get shot at.
True. But all these issues cause such a divide, and it's just all of it just is building up and making it worse.
Yeah, it's interesting how something like To Better Society just divides
destroys
people.
it.
It's kind
It
of funny how that works.
destroys
It's
it.
just really strange to me. Like, why can't people like, oh, they have some valid points. I'm kind of a piece of shit.
Because nobody knows how to just sit down and talk anymore. It's everybody just yelling at each other
Well,
and
And also
refusing
people
to
refuse
understand.
to admit they're wrong.
Yeah.
And they're just like, nah, I still don't like black people.
Well,
Oh, well, okay, fuck you too.
I was talking to my grandfather earlier today, and we were talking about this article that we can talk about later. But we were just talking, and he brought up a good point where it's like, I mean, there's never been a point in human history where peace wasn't achieved through violence.
Yeah. It's like that Tyrion Lannister quote, "You make peace with your enemies."
Exactly. Because Martin Luther King did try to do it, and I mean, he died for it, so that's violence. But Gandhi tried to do it. It's like those are like, other than those two, I can't think of anyone else who really was like.
They were more martyred, but I
But-
see what you're coming from.
But the violence was still
Yes.
there because they ended up dying for it.
I think that's exactly it. It's people don't want
I don't know, man. We in Japan were pretty peaceful right now.
But it was achieved through nuclear.
I hate you.
It was
I hate
achieved
you.
through two
I hate you.
nuclear
Yeah.
bombs. Hey, I'm just saying.
I know, yeah,
I'd say we're on pretty
Yeah.
good terms.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
But that doesn't make
That's
it-
not about
No.
violence. It's about you use the right fucking
Yeah.
use the fucking violence.
No.
You better. End
but
that
that
shit.
but this
If
is
you
why we
want-
can't achieve. This is why we can't achieve peace within our own society, because it's not. We can't just sit down and talk about things. 'Cause the human like race has never done that. They never just sat down and talked. They always fight first, then talk.
Yeah.
See, there was an interesting episode on Walking Dead that I feel like people like really slept on. It was an episode where Morgan. Oh fuck. Whoever's listening out there, spoiler alert. Well,
I don't watch Walking Dead.
actually, not really.
How long has it been?
It's not even a spoiler. Never mind. Fuck it. So they're doing Morgan's backstory, and he, for a while, they're like lost his shit and was just like fucking killing motherfuckers, zombie person, whatever. And then he runs into this dude, and what in the fuck? I'm getting a call from
Goose.
Guangzhou Guangdong.
Guangzhou Guangdong.
Oh, pick it up.
Oh Jesus! fucking- No, no.
don't.
It'll charge you.
Don't pick it up.
International.
Yeah, fuck that. Anyway, so he runs up on this guy, and the dude captures him, and he has like a little cell that he's built in his house, and he's holding him in there, and he's explaining to him that he's like a criminal analyst or something like that. Like he based. Oh fuck, funny bone. Oh god.
They probably heard that too.
Jesus Christ. Basically, he's trying to tell Morgan that he's not a bad person, and he's like, out of all the people, like all the murderers and shit that I've ever like interviewed and talked to, like there's only been one, or did he say one or none, like that were like really like evil.
Yeah.
He's like, and then he goes into this topic of basically saying it's like, as humans, we are not built to sustain traumatic events like killing somebody or really hatred for anything, because that's why PTSD is a thing. Like
Yep.
you can't just do these things without like, you know, having some sort of repercussion in your brain. That's just because we as humans have deeper thinking, higher thinking, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I just think, yeah, like, you know, if we talked more, maybe we'd accomplish something.
But I feel like I agree with you. Like, obviously, our whole thing about this podcast is we need to talk more. But some days you just feel like we're just too far removed from that it's not possible. Like, do you like that? Like, do you lose hope in the idea that we'll ever be able to just like the left and right side will be able to sit down, look at each other, they say what they have to say, they say what they have to say, and
I
then
lose hope because
it's good.
there's people, because we've gotten to this phase where it's just arguments instead of you posing your facts and letting somebody like kind of like, oh, okay. Nowadays it's just like you're bringing facts to somebody and they just throw their facts right in your face like, yeah, well, fuck you, I know about this.
Well, the big thing is that's because a lot of people let their emotions play into
Yeah.
the process. When people get emotional, it just gets stupid and nobody's going to get anywhere.
Facts.
So people need to be able to sit down with a calm, open mind going into this thinking like this is just going to be a calm discussion, like, but that never happens. It turns into
People are fucking emotional.
So take the LGBT community, right? They're fighting for their identity essentially, right?
I guess.
How do you not have emotion about that?
I mean, you do, but you gotta understand, bro. Like that's like Phil's saying. That's the problem. It's like there's different shit to have emotions in life.
Mm-hmm.
What in the fuck? They're calling me again.
Also, you're not the only one with emotions. I know it's especially hard when it's whether you get to be yourself in society.
I'm just.
I know.
I'm not saying not everyone has. I just use them as an example.
I know.
Yeah.
I was just using them as an example.
Yeah, but you also have to remember the other side has reasons. Granted, they might not be good reasons. Oftentimes, they're not good reasons.
name one good reason why. I mean, like, so they're not good reasons, but
Where people get shit wrong is, obviously you're gonna have some type of emotion if you believe in something, but you have to. That's you're never gonna further. You're never have progress. You have to go at something with a logical standpoint because that's the only way for another person to pick it up. Because like, you could share emotions all day, but not everyone shares the same emotion as you. Everyone understands logic for the most part, but. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can't tell somebody, like, I feel this type of way because I'm upset about... Like, no, you give them the facts.
Mhm.
You pose your point of view. Okay, this is how it is. Because, logically, gay people, okay, for example, fighting for marriage, right? This, whatever the what, right?
let's not bring this topic up. No, I'm just kidding.
No. All I'm saying is, shut the fuck up. You're trying to start something. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of
It's one
here.
of the first things I said to him when I got here.
Instigators.
But,
Piece of shit is more like it.
if they was to go at it like, I feel like we should get married is because we're upset that you don't think we matter. Like, everyone's going to be like, well, I mean, we don't, so fuck off. Well, and that's the thing. When you throw emotions at people, not everyone shares your emotion for something. If you give them the logical facts, well, technically we're people. Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
there's no
they're
tech.
right. Yeah, you're people. So technically we should have a human right to marry each other. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, some bitch. Oh, okay, well, get married. Boom.
Oh, well, Cody, please. Because then, I'm sorry, I lost my words. I was going to give that old dumbass argument. Well, do they have to call it marriage? That's between a man and a woman. When they start arguing semantics.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's fucking...
Yeah, that's
What would you call it?
That's when I start losing my shit, when people present poor arguments to something I'm being serious about.
It's like, well, I was just hit him with like, okay, well then what would you call it? Well, yeah, exactly. So fuck
Yeah.
off. It's a word. Leave it alone.
well,
The shoe
the
fits.
solution they had come out for that was they wanted marriage to be basically retained as the religious terminology for the union.
Mm-hmm.
So what they said is we'll allow you to have civil unions. You get all the same benefits. You're together in law, in the state, and all the paperwork. You guys are together. You are a couple.
Mm.
But they wanted to reserve marriage as a religious term to kind
So
of
what
help.
would you call that? We're getting unionized.
Oh, shit.
Phil's getting unionized.
Ocean's coming in.
Well, I think that I think the idea that like the government recognizes marriage as a religious thing means that they should have no say in it, because the state and religion should have nothing to do with each other, and that's where the biggest problem is, because these people who see the LGBT community saying, this is who we are, this is what we want, and they say that they say that with emotion. They're like, well, our emotions have feelings too. We feel this way because the Bible says so, and we're not going to allow that in our country. So there's got to be a balance on both sides. The as much as the left side has to be logical, the right side has to be logical.
If you're trying to further anything, I think you should just put emotions aside, because you're never going to please everyone with emotions, because everyone feels differently. If you give them facts, it's hard to argue facts. Unless you're a jackass and you try and, well, my facts say this. Okay, well, that's irrelevant, so fuck off.
There are no my facts, your facts. They're just facts.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You're entitled to your own opinion. your own facts.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Also, a quick little tidbit: LGBT. Could y'all like get a different name because that's just really hard to say.
It is, bro. So I'd be struggling because
Like,
sometimes I
I
forget
feel
the
like if you're-
Q,
you know
and
what
then
I'm
it's
saying?
like.
Well,
Well,
you're
it keeps getting longer too. 'Cause they keep
Yeah, I
coming out
know. I
with more
saw
ones.
that. It's like LGBT.
LGBTQRSTU.
I'm just saying, like, if y'all are gonna stand for something, you know, it's like
Quit
if you're gonna
changing.
name,
Quit
like,
changing what you stand for.
it's just
No,
LGBT.
don't do that.
Just like at least have something like, you know, like that'll stick or like
Well, yeah, because
easy to say.
well, no, I say that, Brandon, because it started out as LBG,
Yeah.
lesbians,
Bisexual.
bis, and gays,
Yeah.
and then they just kind of kept adding on and
Yeah.
changing what they were actually standing.
Okay, so LGBTQ, right?
Yeah.
Queer, right?
Yeah.
Is that not gay?
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's fucking,
That's a slur.
No,
That's a slur.
Yeah, that's what I
no,
thought,
no,
right?
It's not. It's not. It's different.
Kind
I
of.
swear to you, it's different.
Queer
Well,
is different.
queer originally meant like strange or weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to them,
Like,
it means something
yeah.
different.
Okay, what does queer mean in the gay community?
I'm not
Somebody
gay
who
in the
knows
gay
this, please
community.
let us know.
Yeah, because
I'm
like,
looking it up right
yeah, you
now.
can look it up.
In
But
Greek, do you know what they call them? Ali, Iali. The others.
that's so mad disrespectful.
You have to understand.
I mean, yeah, it's a Greek thing, but like still,
I'm
it's
looking
like
up what's the difference between
Greek-
gay and
queer.
I
Greek
just
is-
don't like using the word queer. I feel mean.
Quiz.
yeah,
What are you queer?
But I'm gonna play devil's advocate to this whole thing with using logic because when you think about our society,
Oh god, I'm not reading this article. Everydayfeminism.com. Fuck out of here.
Not supporting that
Oh,
institution.
they're showing pictures of dudes fucking. I don't want to see that.
when you look at our society and the entertainment we watch, the things that we enjoy, you know, giving our money to, it's mostly emotionally based. Like you look at movies, you look at books that are written, you look at comedies, you look at TV shows, you look at music. It all has to do with emotion. That's what compels us and influences us to
But not
like
everyone
the
shares
things we
emotions.
like. I understand that, but
Everyone
I think,
can share facts because facts are unchanged.
But listen, hear me out.
no.
You can put you can use those facts, but put your emotion behind it. Have that same passion, but put a factual.
It's not going to move anything because then you've muddled your facts with your emotions, and people can no longer relate to it.
But I don't think it's the emotion.
The only people who are going to relate to it are going to be the ones who are fighting for the same thing. When you're fighting for something, you're trying to change the mind of those who oppose it.
Mhm.
Your emotion, obviously, when you're putting emotion into that, the opposers don't share emotion with you on that subject whatsoever. They are complacent.
But I'm saying we as people find, like the everyday American finds emotion more powerful than logic because it's the
Only
thing
if you
that
agree.
drives us. I don't think that's true.
You don't think it's true? So, okay, so for instance, so you think that when I was at the Black Lives Matter rally downtown, you
Yeah.
think some Trump voting bitch who saw us, you think she felt that, or do you think she was pretty fucking annoyed? She was probably pretty fucking
Yeah.
annoyed. She didn't feel that shit.
But I'm talking about like those raw emotions of hurt, pain, and passion that
There was a lot of emotion that day.
I know, but everyone has those abilities to feel that emotion. Everyone understands the
Yeah,
idea
you have
of
the
being,
ability.
Yeah,
But the thing is, when you're on the opposing standpoint, you're not going to, because you oppose it. If you state the facts, hey, cops kill black people at a higher percentage. Really? Here's the facts. I'm gonna show you the statistics. Oh, okay. Yes, more white people do get killed by cops, but that's because they outnumber black people. It's
I think
kind of-
African Americans only make up 15% of the population in
yeah,
the U.S.
right.
Yeah. And how much white people make up?
Uh,
Rhetorical.
Regardless, but
Yeah,
the
that's-
point
it's
being, like,
majority.
you give them the facts. Like, I'm saying someone who's opposing Black Lives Matter
Yeah.
is not going to give a fuck that you're upset.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not how that's worked. Like, you're trying to tell some fuck who doesn't stand for Black Lives Matter, they're probably either racist or they just think it's a joke, whatever way have you. But the point is, when you're getting emotional about it, like, you don't understand, my people are getting killed, they're not going to care.
But that's not the emotion I'm talking about. I'm not talking about emotion that you start you tense up and you just start losing your words and you start just spouting out random things. I'm talking about
that's what
evoking
happens.
emotion through your words,
He's talking about pathos. This is
Yes, pathos.
Yeah.
which is in every if you write argumentative speeches, you have to have logos, ethos, and pathos.
Yeah. That's
The
he's
idea of
thinking-
logic, ethics, and emotion.
He's thinking more about what's it called? like Martin Luther King's version of using emotion. You know,
Yes, not
imagining children, regardless of race, not being able to play together and be friends.
It's different,
Th-
yeah.
that's-
That's different.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the kind of emotion when you're standing up there crying, blubbering like a fucking idiot. I'm talking about the kind of emotion that you put into what you say, and they can see that you're passionate about it. They can sense that you have a strong feeling about it. They can start to feel how much these words are affecting you and the people that you're speaking for. Not the fact that like you're crying and you're sad and you're happy and all this other. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like evoking emotion through your words. That's what you need to use emotion for. And I think that's where the difference is between what's happening now and what should be happening.
I don't know. I guess I personally just disagree with that. I just think like, I don't know. I just feel like you can't disagree with a fact.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's a fact.
some people do it.
Well, yeah.
Some people do
Some
it.
people do it, but they're wrong.
Yeah.
We also don't like those people.
And I'm
Did
not.
you know that the Earth was 5,000 years old? Guys, do you know that? Do you know that, guys?
5,000
Yeah.
years old.
There was a boat with that two every animal, and
Yeah.
somehow nobody died of being drowned in shit.
Somehow, some dude who had zero experience building a boat miraculously built one of the largest boats.
Would
of
y'all
all time.
leave the
Oh,
Christians
please,
alone?
please, Cody. Get God help.
And George, your statement about nobody probably dying in shit. Pretty sure somebody's fallen into your porta potty, George.
There you go.
Like,
Actually, that was a story in
I wonder if I want to see that. I wonder if there's a statistic for that. People who've died in porta potty.
fuck it. Well, a lot of people have actually died on the toilet, but that's a different subject.
I'm looking at-
Elvis,
There you go. And Marie Antoinette. No, not her. She was beheaded.
you tried.
Yeah,
no.
she was.
She
She was. No,
I think
was
a-
she?
No, she was beheaded.
Was
That was French Revolution. Let them
Marie Antoinette.
Yeah.
Are you
Let them
sure?
eat cake.
I thought that was the lady who was the scientist
Wikipedia.
who
toilet
dealt with
related injuries
radiology and
deaths.
uranium.
No. I think that was, I could be wrong. I was thinking Catherine the Great of Russia.
Exploding toilets.
There you go.
In the Victorian era, there was a perceived risk of toilets exploding. These scenarios typically include a flammable substance, either accident. What?
Quick thing. Let's get back to the actual good discussion instead
Oh
of us
yeah,
toilet
sorry. I
humor.
just wanted to see.
Because
it.
this is really important, not toilet death.
But Cody, I mean, I understand why you disagree with the idea of using emotion in your words, and I'm not saying take logic out of all argumentative speaking and writing, but I say use them both together to balance it out.
Yeah.
George, you're right. It was Marie Antoinette. I don't know who I was thinking of.
No, because I know the woman you're thinking of, but
Yeah, what is her name?
Marie Curie.
Ah, there it is.
There
There
you
you go. It's both MAR. It's fine.
Yeah.
I want to see deaths.
No, that's very similar.
It is very similar.
deaths.
Phil, we about to say something? No.
You guys want to go
What
ahead?
time are we at?
No, Phil, go.
I see where you're like coming from, Brandon, with using your words to invoke emotions. Like that's how you win people over. That's how you convince people. But at the same time, like some of these things we're talking about, it needs to come down to like straight facts. So,
It has to be a good mixture. It has to be a good mixture.
But are
Yeah,
there,
I would say.
but
I
you
would
can't
say-
let your emotions block out
yeah,
the facts.
You gotta, yeah.
And you also have to bring them in with their emotions.
maybe that's where we're
Yeah.
like differing because I'm
yeah,
thinking,
you have to give them something.
when you're
to
trying to
care about.
convince
Yeah,
someone,
yeah.
you can't just give them you. You have to take them in.
Yeah, that's it. Okay,
Because I mean,
We're
you know
there.
what I'm saying. If
We're
you're
good.
sharing your emotions, they're not gonna give a fuck. But if you give them something to care about, they're gonna.
Yeah,
No,
like Martin Luther King did.
Yeah.
Imagine your child having a friend, but they can't play with that friend because someone else said that they're different. You know?
Or
I would,
the
I would argue he was using his emotions in that too. But
No,
I see
no,
what
it's
you-
what
I
he's
see-
saying.
he's
I
also
know, I know,
he's
I'm
drawing
saying-
them in.
I
Yeah,
know,
he's
I
using
see
their
what you're
emotions.
saying.
He's
Yeah.
not like, why can't my kid play with
Yeah,
your
that's not
kid?
going to get anything done.
They're gonna be
That's-
like, you fuck off because
'cause-
I don't want him to.
But imagine the kids playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
You take
child
you take
is a
you out
friend.
of the equation.
Yeah.
Put the, it's
That's why there's always something to like when you hear someone talk about these things and they just start off by saying, "Imagine this,"
Yeah.
and then at the end they throw in, "Oh, these people were gay. These people were black. They were white.
Bunch of
They were Islam."
queers. Sorry.
It's like using that, like saying a mother lost her child in a car accident and this happened and this and this and this, and at the end be like, by the way, she was lesbian. You feel that whole entire emotion, that ride. You don't tell them anything about the
Yeah.
people other than what happened,
Yeah.
and then they're like, wow, this can happen to these people are people.
what?
Right? It's crazy, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy when you
I
think.
thought if you suck dick, you weren't a person anymore. What?
you're not. You're a dick sucker.
Here.
I just feel like it's going to be hard because, like, even when I talk about it, and I'm not like a huge like. I mean, obviously I care about the black community, but I'm not out here like on social media ranting about bad things that happen to black people. I'm not out here telling every white person
That
they're the
gets you
fucking devil.
nowhere.
Exactly. But when I start going, I get emotional about it, and it's hard to push that down. And so
Composure, man.
it's rough.
Because it's personal.
That's
Yeah,
why.
personal.
That's why it's so hard, and that's why I feel like it's
That's
not
why
going
Martin
anywhere.
Luther King was the leader of the Black rights,
And not
movement,
Malcolm.
and not fucking you.
Yeah.
don't-
Yeah.
I don't. Never mind. I was about to say. Something
That's
stupid.
why it was Martin Luther instead of Malcolm X.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Well,
No one
They
brought up
were
Malcolm
two
X.
different. They were
were
going
trying
the
to do
same
the same
goal,
thing.
but different ways.
Yeah.
I think people just like Martin Luther King's message more.
No, white people do.
Exactly, more.
I'm just
people.
saying, like, black people, like, it's because
Hey,
Malcolm X was more,
you
he
wanna
was more
kid-
raw and real about it, while Martin Luther was trying to appeal more to them. Malcolm X was like, no, we're gonna do
Well,
it
at
my
the
way.
time, who did you have to convince? The people in power or the people who were in
Yeah.
power?
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
exactly.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying, like, Malcolm X did amazing things for the black community that doesn't really ever get reported on because they hated
Absolutely.
him. Whereas they're like, oh, Martin Luther, Uncle Tom, we got it. Like that's
Hold up, do you
It's-
think he's
Whoa.
no, I'm saying like because he was
What
the.
the
Calm down. Let me explain.
just
Let me
called
explain. Let me
MLK
let me
Uncle
explain. Let me explain.
You're black.
I understand
I'm
that,
so
but let me
sad.
explain.
You're sick.
Can we quit
Because
dragging his name through the
he's.
mud?
Well, I'm not
I
dragging
like
his name
this
through the
man.
mud. That's not a bad
Wait,
thing
yeah,
to be
yeah,
called.
He had bitches. So what?
That's
Get
not.
over it.
Would you let me talk and shut the hell up?
What? He had bitches.
I'm saying Martin Luther wasn't. He didn't look and act like black people. I mean, he was fully black and he was in tune with his blackness to the fullest extent. But he
racist.
didn't. Shut up.
That's racist.
What do you mean?
What's a black person act like?
Shut up. You know what I'm trying to say.
I mean, it's racist as fuck. Just saying.
No, it's not.
What does a Greek
He's
guy
black.
act like?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he ain't racist.
You can't be racist.
Anyway, my point is he wasn't. He was well spoken. He was educated. He
Black
was
people
all of
can't
these
be
things.
well-spoken?
Boy.
I'm just saying your argument is pretty shitty.
Okay,
right
No,
now.
because it's a different time. You're looking at it from a 2017 perspective, not a 1950s one.
Also, we're arguing a different point right now. That has nothing to do with the conversation you're trying to have.
I'm saying they saw him not as black as they saw the rest of the people that they were trying to keep down because he could speak well. And he was their leader, so they, even though they didn't like him, they held him in a higher respect because that was the guy that they all saw all the time.
You're still racist.
I'm not racist.
Fucking racist.
I'm not a racist.
You're sick.
I'm not a racist.
You're a sick fuck. 5-5. 5-5.
Fa- 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 fa-
5-5. What?
It's
Why?
it's a thing. Never mind.
It's a thing.
All right. So, what about this article you got here, homeboy?
So
I'm scratching.
shout
We
out,
all gonna die.
shout out to my grandfather because he's a great man.
Yes, he is.
Basically, it's this article about we're gonna sound like for those people who like save the environment, but I mean we should save the environment, but like we're not one of those people who are crazy about it. Anyway, it's about humans basically destroying the environment in our world because of urbanization and because of the way that media and the economics of our world and the way we've just been raised have been moved towards stop caring about other people and stop caring about the land and start caring more about yourself and making your own money and making your own way so that you can get on top. And so this article basically just gives those three reasons. It's like the capitalism is the reason that we've industrialized the world and now we're starting to basically we're starting to use our resources and build our world off of the earth's like finite resources. And then it's talking about how urbanization has caused us to stop worrying about the land because less people live on it. So they're like, oh, I live in a city. I don't have land. I just have to worry about me. They don't have to worry about, the world around them. True. Which I think is interesting because I've never sat and thought about like
How much you don't give a fuck about a tree.
exactly. Exactly. And it's crazy because we're legitimately fucking up our world. Like, and it's just like no one cares. Obviously, there's people.
Bees are endangered.
Right. It's crazy.
They're fucking endangered. The things that keep the plants alive are endangered.
Yeah.
Like, this has been going on for years, and everyone's just like, bee.
Yeah.
It's because they're painful.
I don't want to. Plus, bees are kind of stupid, but that's a different subject. Doesn't mean we should kill them. They're just stupid.
No, you know what's fucking stupid?
Pandas.
Pandas are fucking stupid.
Shitty fucking. They're black and white. They have no camouflage, no defensive skill. They should be dead. Dead.
On top of all that, they're bears by like science. So you know what that means? It means that they should not eat fucking bamboo. You know why they eat bamboo?
Because they're retarded.
Because they're childish.
Yeah.
Okay,
They eat bamboo.
we said the F word and the R word today. We need to chill.
What,
We need
fuck?
To,
Dude,
no,
don't be a
no,
cunt about
no,
it,
the
Jesus.
other one. See, and then you're
There
gonna
we
go
go.
the third trifecta.
Yep, we got the
The
trifecta.
unholy trinity.
Now it's never gonna come out. We done ruined it. I'm just kidding. It's
Anyway.
totally
Well,
fine.
you still have a word. You can say.
Anyway.
We can't say it
I'm just kidding, I'm not saying it.
You know why pandas eat bamboo?
because they're stupid.
No, because they're childish.
What?
You know why?
Why?
Because I like bamboo. That's the only reason. Bamboo holds zero nutritional value.
That's why they eat so much of it.
They also are terrible at climbing.
Bro.
That's why there's so many funny videos of them falling.
And you know what's even more fucked up about it, right? So when we were trying to preserve these little bastards, they're no longer endangered, by the way.
They won't fuck.
They won't fuck.
That is a biological imperative.
This is
Like-
Cody's like. Cody's
No,
just
I'm
like,
serious. It's
he's
like
just-
no. My whole thing is just like, look. I realized that a lot of the reason they were endangered is because of deforestation, right?
And hunting.
Even if we didn't fucking take down those trees, they would have gone extinct. You know why? Because they refuse to fuck and they refuse to eat healthy. They sit around.
literally like
They're a bunch of lazy, big, fat,
like
white
that
Americans.
show I'm like
Ding,
900
ding.
pounds and no, like that 900 pound show where these people are just fat and lazy. That's literally a panda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
And that's the whole species. It's not. It's not like us where we choose our lifestyle. No, this is what fucking pandas do. They're useless. Same as sloths. I love sloths though, but they shouldn't exist anymore. I don't know how they've made it this long. They leave the tree.
They used to be fucking massive. That's how they made it this long.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Fucking. I would. Dude, have you ever seen a mega sloth?
They're huge. So just take a sloth.
And make it
But-
the size of a goddamn grizzly bear.
Yeah, well, elephant, damn near.
Oh my god. Imagine that thing slowly lumbering towards it.
y'all need to stop.
Imagine the noise it made.
Oh my god. Anyway, back to the actual discussion. There's a good point in this article that I never thought of because I just don't think about.
Trees.
Yeah. Well, I don't think about why we think the way we do. And I guess it's whatever. Basically, there's a point in here, and it says, if I can find it. Oh, people's imaginations are shaped by market and media manufacturer campaigns that install individual human wants as the only thing that matters. Now, have you ever really sat and thought about when you're watching like media, like they want me to only worry about me?
See, I like to live my life in meta, where I'm completely aware of the choices that I'm making and why I'm making them, but I just don't give a fuck. Why did I buy an Infiniti? Because consumerism told me that it's a good car, it's nice, and I like it. And that's the only reason I can come up with as to why I like the fucking car. But I know that, but I bought it anyway.
But I think it's just crazy that like from the age we are literally born, the media controls the way we think. Like
yeah.
not even how we think about like social and political issues.
Like
but
why
the,
in
but the
America do
things
we like straight white
desire.
teeth?
Exactly.
Because
Yeah,
in every commercial, they're
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the craziest
But
thing in the
out
world.
in Europe, they're like, well, my teeth's fucked. And
Yeah,
fucking
not to mention,
that's-
do you
that's
know
my life.
do you know getting your wisdom teeth can cause serious nerve damage? Like getting your wisdom teeth pulled?
Really?
No, we're
I mean,
like-
I kind of like.
yeah.
That's. I mean, to me, that's
I mean,
just
I
like.
feel like
That's why
I
a lot
feel
of
like
times-
you should take them out though. Like in some
No,
cases,
in
most
most
cases,
cases, when they're taken out in Europe, it's because they're fucking something up.
Mm.
Like as if like you'll be in either pain or like it'll give you some serious bad problems. But my cousin's teeth, and you look at them, they're not horrible. They're just not perfect and straight and white.
But
They're functional. That's all they are.
Huh.
Also because he was raised in Europe, where it's not as big of a deal there.
no, it's not. They don't care. They're just like, well, these are my teeth. This is my life.
Mm.
I'm gonna keep
Can we
going.
bring back gold teeth?
No, they're
What do
atrocious.
you mean gold teeth?
As in, like, say you get a tooth knocked out, replace it with gold one.
Huh.
Yeah,
They,
No.
the gold and silver teeth used to be a thing.
Yeah,
They did. Yeah.
my grandma has one.
Gold tooth.
But the other thing this article talks about is the idea that it's kind of more of about media, but let's see, I'll just read it. Fuck it.
Oh, here
Um,
we go.
There's an author, he wrote a book about this whole thing. I'm not going to go into it. Anyway, it says Gosh identifies multiple developments that have contributed to our deranged condition. His book is called The Derangement of Our People. It's weird, whatever. We can start with the modern novel, which in its classic form presents us with a Burgess world in which the only things of interest are the dramas that play out between humans. This fictional world portrays nature as regular and predictable. And then it goes on to say that every other aspect of our history, like hunters, gatherers, you can call them peasants if you want. It says peasants, but I just don't like that. I don't like
that. Their life opposite,
peasants.
like
they
living with nature, like
and they always say nature is wild, unpredictable, and dangerous. So why now has it shifted so that we think nature's this boring thing where a bird just chirps every morning and a fly is just flying through the air, but when really you never sit and think about like how random nature really is and how unpredictable it is.
Because we get salt on our roads when they get iced over. We don't have to deal with nature.
Yeah.
When's the last time a fucking wolf chewed up your dog?
It actually happens quite a lot around here.
well,
It's mostly a coyote, but
when was the last time a wolf chewed up a person who wasn't in a forest?
Yeah, who lived in the city.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of goofy fucks who aren't aware of nature.
Yeah.
Well, even like back then when you were aware of nature and they had people traveling, wolves didn't fuck with you because wolves don't know what you are, so they stay the fuck away.
Yeah, true facts.
But do you think that this new way of thinking is a problem? Because this dude makes it seem like it's a very big problem because it detaches us from nature, makes us care less about it, and makes it more okay in our heads to do what we do to survive.
I think
This is gonna sound really like jackass of me, but I feel like eventually we're gonna find a way to correct it, like through science.
Yeah, no, we're gonna eventually get on this thing because you can only ignore facts so long. I mean, he starts off with that article saying, Florida's gonna be gone soon.
Yeah.
I feel like people know. Like, I'm sure, like, there are plenty of scientists who are working on, like, the same people who are trying to preserve the fucking pandas. They're the same people who are going to try and preserve nature as a whole. Like,
If you put all the resources we took into keeping pandas, the useless fucking piece of shit around, into something else, like just getting food to people in a world of plenty who don't have food for some goddamn reason, how quickly do you think we could solve that fucking problem? How quickly do you think we solve that fucking problem?
You know why we cared about the pandas, right?
Why? Because they're cute and
Because
fluffy.
they're fucking cute.
Oh my
That's
God.
right.
Bro, why do we play with the laws of nature so much?
What, like,
Because
fall
we've
for
always
it?
Oh,
fucked them up.
Yeah.
Like survival. I can't think of the word. Like the actual term for it. It's like survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Why do we fuck with that so much? Why? Like, I understand we
Because
want.
we're the fittest, so we don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Is that like?
We're removed from the
Because
food
if
chain.
a panda has evolved to the point where it doesn't want to do anything, like even like pleasure itself, but it just wants to sit around and eat bamboo all day, it probably deserves to die. I'm going to be real with it. If they're not going to reproduce, that's their own fault. Let them die.
But that's nature's way. That's, in my eyes, that's nature's way of saying, like, well,
You've been here long enough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You had a good run, panda. It's like,
Panda's nature's example. Like, you see this?
We're
You
now going to
fuck around, this
replace
is
you
what
with
get.
chicken frog.
the chicken frog. Hey, okay.
But it's like people throughout history have let all these
When
other
you're on top of
animals
the food chain
extinct.
for so long, bro, it's like you just don't care anymore. It's like it's the same thing with rich people. Like, why do the asshole who drives the Audi like break the road laws and never uses turns? Because he's lived so like lavishly, he just kind of doesn't, give a fuck about the rest of the world.
No, just eventually people are gonna have to wise up. They're gonna have to.
Because
Because
we
once
have
again,
certain. I feel like
no,
I said, we have
you
certain
can't-
people who
yeah.
are on it, and that's. I feel like all that really,
Because here's the thing: you can't ignore a fact. You can choose not to believe a fact. That doesn't. Okay, say the fact was someone's right behind me about to beat the shit out of me with a shovel. I can ignore that, but eventually I'm gonna get the shit beat out of me with a shovel.
Yeah, with a
My
shovel.
only problem with that is that if everyone knows about it, I think they would still ignore it because it's easier. Because it's easy to just sit and live your lifestyle and not think about the generations after you. Because
Oh, yeah,
your
yeah.
kids, they're not going to be that affected by what's going on. Like they're going to be. I mean, they probably will, but like it's so
never know.
close to your own generation. Like,
never know.
granted, something catastrophic happened. If we were all to have kids in the next 5 years, they'd still be living the same lavish lifestyle
Yeah.
we do. So
Lavish, hold the fuck on.
well, shut up.
Oh.
You're not.
We're
You're
in
not
the
a third-
1%.
You're not a
Did
third
you know that?
world country.
That's
Calm
another
down.
thing I learned. We're in the 1%. If you make over $30,000 a year, you're in the 1%.
I'm not in the 1%.
I know, but
I'm not
it's a
either.
strange thing if you look at it worldwide.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I know, but it's still interesting.
I know it's interesting. I'm just saying.
I just brought it up as
You're
an
good.
interesting fact.
You're good. Anyway, I think it's like I said, it's going to be easier for us to just ignore this until the generations after us have to deal with it, because by the time that happens, we'll most likely be dead. So it doesn't like matter to us because it doesn't affect us directly.
Unless
Like
an
in this
asteroid
moment.
hits tomorrow.
Exactly.
So, this is gonna sound weird, but like my whole view on this is, we're just here on this Earth. The Earth has been here a lot longer than we have.
Yep.
So no matter what we do, this Earth,
The Earth.
the Earth is still gonna be here long after we are. So whatever we do, the Earth will correct itself, and it will probably fuck us over, and we'll all be dead.
Yeah.
But the Earth will live on. There'll still be animals.
But how long do you think?
You know, that's a good point, actually. Like, because the Earth does do a lot of shit to correct itself. Now,
Yeah.
when it corrects itself, it makes it
Hurricanes.
Inhabitable.
inhabitable for like the sets, like the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs can't live in today's atmosphere.
George Carlin said it perfectly. Bitch. Anyway, the planet's fine. The people are fucked.
Yeah, yeah. So like, that's an interesting point because it's like that's really the only reason anyone's worried about it is because the planet's
So,
gonna
yeah.
make it so we can't live here.
That's what we should start
anymore.
doing. We should change our language. It's not save the planet. Save our species.
So
Yeah.
basically, just
Pretty much, the planet's gonna be
just
alright.
gonna try to reiterate what you were saying. You're basically saying the whole thing of this article is him. He's saying we have to save the planet. You're saying he's wrong. We have to save us.
Yeah.
No.
He's not wrong.
No,
it's
he's
just
not
the
wrong.
terminology is
Yeah.
wrong.
Okay, I see.
He's
Okay.
not trying to
It's
save
like my-
the planet. He's trying to save
Yeah.
us so we can live on the planet.
It's like
longer.
my dumbass point with the whole white privilege thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So would you say that's more selfish than?
Hey, selfish works. Do you want to be dead? Or do you want to be alive and wrong?
survival of the fittest, homeboy.
Yeah.
I understand that, but he like later on the article he gets into his like whole,
Tiger don't survive by letting the antelope walk by and hoping, well, maybe another one will come by.
Yeah.
but
Mike.
later in the article he gets into his whole God Christian thing, and which I know you guys don't even care about, but it's fine. But he talks about how we have to start caring for each other more and start respecting each other more in order for us to start moving towards a point where we can actually start to fix the problems in the world.
Which is kind of the entire point of this podcast.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm
So.
just saying, like,
Saving the fucking planet,
but like
gentlemen.
he's using like,
Hey.
don't give that a high five. Don't you dare do it, Phil. Give him the knuckles. There you go. But it's like this whole concept, I guess we would call selfish, right? Saving us,
Mm-hmm.
saving the planet so they can save us. But he's wanting us to be selfless to do it. Like this author is, which I can tell you his name later.
More, I mean, selfless kind of like Oh, fuck.
Wake up. Come on, you can do it.
I'm awake. I just don't. It's just like I don't know why I'm yawning. I'm probably not breathing enough.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Exact opposite that'd wake you up because your body thinks you're dying.
just what.
If you weren't breathing enough, you'd wake the fuck up.
Yeah, that's why
Well,
you
that's why you yawn, to get more oxygen.
Yeah.
yawn.
No, I didn't. See, you didn't pose it as in fucking. That's why you yawned.
You know, I actually used to do this in class. I used to hold my breath until like I was about to pass out, and then
Yeah.
take a huge deep breath because it would get my heart like.
Yeah.
Because my body'd be like, "What are you fucking doing, man? You need to breathe." I always just imagine like my body is like just like Osmosis Jones. Like there's little people inside.
Yeah.
And when I stop breathing, everyone's like, "Holy shit!"
lungs to get their shit together.
Who gave free thinking the controls today? He's up there. You're not gonna breathe now.
I'm gonna fucking end it.
Oh, we've derailed quite a bit.
Yeah,
so
you're ready to
I
wrap
think
this
it's-
up.
I think it's
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll keep track of this Centoya Brown and see where it goes. Hopefully, he does something. And again,
Absolutely.
shout out to Kim K for actually doing something good with her life.
Woo!
Yeah.
Good on you.
Hey, she brought Kanye's babies in the world. She did something right.
Aye, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little sexist, but all right, we'll go with it. Thanks for listening,
Besides
guys.
Monica
Why-
Lewinsky, she's the only person famous for sucking dick.
Thank you for listening.
I'm the legacy.
I'm the only one who uses their real name.
I'm Phil, George. I use my real name.
You usually go by OG Philly G.
I'm Phil.